enough. On today's case, Mrs. Jackson says that after 16 years of marriage, multiple infidelities, and 2 on-break babies, she's had more than enough. Lord have mercy. She says her husband has given her nothing but a lifetime of humiliation and heartbreak. Now she's ready to move on with her life. Mr. Jackson says he
Good for
loves
her.
his wife and he wants to save his marriage, but it takes 2 to tango. Can this marriage be saved? Let's hear their case.
Save his marriage, huh? With two times cheating, with 2 babies that came out of cheating. Let's see what the judge has to say about this, but it's going to be ratchet, guys. It's going to be drama.
Mrs. Jackson, you have come in my courtroom today with divorce papers in hand. You say your husband's lack of commitment to you and your children have left you with no choice but to end your marriage.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Jackson, you say you are not the only one who has contributed to the demise of this marriage. You admit you've made mistakes, but your wife's constant arguing with no resolution has chipped away at your union. You are hoping to save your 15-and-a-half-year marriage.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Jackson, you all have put a lot of
babies with other women.
into this marriage. What brings us into court today, ma'am?
Your Honor, I'm here today because my husband has ruined every
and they have also 3 children together.
Thought of a good marriage.
Yes, ma'am.
My mother and father, they showed me a beautiful, faithful, and loving marriage for over 40 years. That's what I envision myself to have.
Yeah,
but I got no parts of that. Not only is my husband a liar, a cheater, but he is selfish. And I got these divorce papers, and I want a divorce today.
Mrs. Jackson just laid it out, Mr. Jackson. I'm not even sure what to do but to say, tag, you're it, sir. What do you say?
Your Honor, I love my wife. I've known her since we were kids.
They all start the same. I mean, I am a man too. It's clear that I am a man, but I believe that cheating isn't different for men and women. Cheating is the same for everybody. They all start with excuses. Say, well, I love her, I love him, but I am also attracted to other people. No, if you love someone, you're going to find happiness with that someone. Yes, of course, you have the right to be open to meeting other people, to getting to know them as friends, of course, or possible acquaintances, but under no circumstance does that give anyone permission to cheat. I mean, and then to come back and say, oh, well, we've been married for so long and so on and so forth, and we have also kids and so on and so forth. Let me tell you something. There is nothing more wrong than keeping your children in a loveless marriage, because it does end up affecting the children's psyche. It does affect their level of insecurities. It does affect how they feel about their stability of their home, because obviously when you have a partner that cheats on you all the time and lies to you and makes trouble and anything like that, you are not going to have a stable home and a stable life for your children. And you, as a mother, a father, whatever, as a parent, you should prioritize your children's safety first instead of your own emotional safety, let's say. And yes, it's important that you also have your emotional security, but in this case, children take priority because they are the product of you, and obviously they should matter to you more. Let's continue.
Got 3 beautiful kids together. We've been married for over 15 years. I know I did a lot. I made a lot of mistakes, but
at least she knows she's wrong, but
she got some stuff with her too.
Well, let's see if we
those
can
mistakes
compare our
are
stuff
big
and see if there's anything to salvage. Because Mrs. Jackson, I'm looking at your face, and it looks like the face of a woman that's fed up. Mrs. Jackson, tell me how you all met. Your husband said you've known each other since children.
Fed up, that's been hurt to the point of no return.
I was 11 and he was 10 years old.
My goodness.
And we met at our city Jamaican festival. Well, I met him through my cousin, and I just seen him, and I thought he was just so fly.
He was 10 years old, and you thought he was fly?
We was young. Yeah, we was young, and I thought he was just so fly. And I told my cousin one day he was going to be my husband. So We dated on and off later on as teenagers. And then around 2000.
Let me pause a little bit because this is giving me a headache already. Why would you stop dating so soon? I get that her parents had a lovely marriage, but it's not the case for everybody that you meet. And most marriages are not going to be just sunflowers, sunshines and rainbows. It's going to be with fights. It's going to be with discrepancies here and there of opinion. It's going to be with, let's say, a little bit not. A little bit of crossroads at some point, and you have to be able to do the necessary work to get past them if you want to be committed to that person. Commitment is a choice, not an obligation, not a need. It is a choice. You make a choice to commit to someone. Otherwise, it's all for nothing. I mean, that isn't called a marriage or a relationship, if that's appropriate to say. Let's continue.
One, we became official. And it was good for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
A year later, it was around his birthday. I went out and I bought wedding rings.
Okay, this is before you're married.
Yes.
Okay.
I went out and I bought wedding rings, and I set up the bedroom with candles and flowers, and I asked Mr. Jackson to marry me. And he said yes to the mess.
You asked him. She
So
asked
you
him.
actually proposed to him.
Yeah.
She proposed to him. Guys, how good of a woman is she? She went ahead and proposed to a man. I mean, that man should have been on his knees kissing her feet at this point. I mean, she has been able to provide him with kids. She has been able to provide him with love. Well, up until the point that he cheated, probably. Where, I mean, you can choose to get past the cheating, but in the case that would be the one time and only time that it happened, the second time you should be out and buy and find another person. Also, she's pretty young if you actually think about it, because even though they've been in a marriage for 15 years, she's not that old. She dated him from a very young age, and I believe that is the reason that she was not able to see his red flags, as we call it nowadays, or his problems, actually, his problems with commitment. You know, because obviously, yeah, they said they dated as teenagers, but obviously when you date for so long, you become attached to that person, and it's hard to let go, or it's harder even to see them in another way than perfect. You know, you cannot see their flaws. So I think that's why you should wait to date until you're older, because you have your priorities straight, and you know that you have a future ahead of you, and whoever's going to come is going to complement that future, not take away from it. So let's continue and let's see where this case takes us.
Mr. Jackson, why'd you say yes?
Because marriage was hard. Thinking about marriage at a young age was hard.
You were 20 and 21 years old.
Right.
You're right.
I said she would. If I was to get married, she would be the one, but I wouldn't.
I would stop young marriages
But you
right
got
now.
married, and as I understand, you now have 3 children together, correct?
Yes.
But it didn't all turn out the way you had hoped, Mrs. Jackson.
No, we were at a family picnic, and one of his family members came to me and told me that he had gotten his ex pregnant.
Just 1 minute. I want to make sure that
wait,
I
what?
heard you.
Wait,
You were at
what?
a family picnic and a family member talking
And
to
one
me.
of his
She was at the family picnic, and she found out from another person other than him, from the family, so the family knew before her. What? This is insane, guys. How? I mean, what heart do you have to have? And remember that he cheated multiple times. It's not the only time. How can you have the heart to cheat on someone I mean, come on, let's say one time you can deem it as a mistake, but I don't know how. Unless you're like drunk or whatever. I mean, that is the only case it is a mistake. Otherwise, it's a choice. And the second time, I mean, also to keep it quiet. I mean, at least give the woman a choice to let you go. I mean, at least you'd have come off as more humble, more caring, I guess, if you told your loved one that you cheated on them. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Is it more caring or more respectful from someone to tell you if they are cheating on you in person? I mean, them to tell you or to find out from other people?
His family members told me that he had got his ex pregnant.
Were you married at the time?
No.
You were
Well,
together.
not married yet.
Okay.
Yes,
They
was
at least they weren't
engaged,
married, but
but we were together
Yeah, we was engaged about 8 years.
because of all the mess that he caused. That's why we stayed engaged and we didn't get married yet. I was living.
Of course you were.
Because I just proposed to you. You know, I asked you to marry me.
So it
and
was
now
after-
you got somebody, pregnant, you ready to have your baby.
So you were an engaged man and you got with an ex?
Yes, Your Honor. It was. I didn't mean to drinking too
Oh.
much.
That's
drinking,
what he
too much
told me.
partying.
That's what he told me.
But Mr. Jackson, if you were with the now Mrs. Jackson and you had intention on making her your wife, there are ways to avoid becoming
Exactly.
pregnant. You know that, right?
exactly.
Yes, but dealing with alcohol.
Yes,
And
Well,
I-
it's so hard to put on a condom.
So you're telling
Oh,
me it
come
was
on.
a
No.
mistake of immaturity and being a little too inebriated. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, Your Honor. He said he went out. Excuse me, Your Honor. He said he went out and he got
I'm sorry,
drunk,
but that
and
is so
he
not
slept with her,
believable. You
and
cannot
it was like maybe a month
believe this.
later, she came and told him that she was pregnant.
But you somehow figured out how to forgive him for that.
Yes, I did.
And
I-
you
From
all went ahead and got
her, I
married.
wouldn't.
Yeah, but I took
don't
him
think
back
I could.
because I had already had 2 children before our relationship.
Okay.
So,
And you thought you could love this child also?
right. So I thought we could get through it because he treated my 2 children as if they were his. You
Right.
know, he loved them like they were his.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I could forgive you for this and we can move on and try to
Okay,
work it
I
out.
understand. That's a mature way of approaching what is a stumbling block in a relationship. I get what you're doing.
Okay, and then we turn around. He found out he got her pregnant again.
Huh? What? Where? What?
Yes.
Wow.
You said got
What?
her.
Yeah.
As in the same
The ex,
woman?
the same
What?
woman. Yeah.
What?
Were you married then?
No, we still wasn't married yet.
So what
Not
are
yet.
you doing married to him?
This was in 2002.
Why?
I was pregnant with Al baby, Al first
She
baby.
was pregnant too.
I had no intentions on sleeping with him at all.
That's
Oh,
not even the
come
kicker.
on,
y'all.
at this
There's
point.
More. There's more. This
That-
is the 3rd time with a white woman. He doesn't discriminate. No, he does not.
It doesn't discriminate. Judge Star has a sense of humor and I love it. Oh my god, but seriously now, how much of a cheater can you be and how much of a
This was
despisable
supposed to be
human being?
a wonderful time, beautiful time between me and him of having our first child together. And she comes to our house. Now we living together.
Wait, you are not telling me that the woman rolled up to your crib?
Yeah, she came to our house.
You mean Betty Wright, Fantasia, Jennifer Hudson style and
Yes,
knocked on your
Your
door?
Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Woman to
Came
woman,
to our
knock on the door?
Woman to woman. Woman, I'm pregnant again with his baby.
Was she
No,
not?
I need to spend a minute because I need to. I need a minute. I got a minute.
Ain't no
Let
time
me
for
roll
that,
also
Your
because
Honor.
it's
She said
it's
she's still in
just
love with him.
it's
Man.
it's
Now
unimaginable.
you may talk, Mr. Jackson.
Your Honor, was she not telling
Yeah,
you?
talk
we wanna
if you
break
can.
up?
No, we were.
Oh,
We
what
want to
the?
break up.
Sir, how you want to break up with the pregnant lady? The woman is pregnant in
Exactly.
her house where you live, and another woman rolled up
Thank you,
to
y'all.
the house saying she was pregnant. You got 2 women pregnant at the same time.
Yeah, when the pregnant lady break up with you, Your Honor.
You said you wanted me to hear the whole story.
Yes, that was
Please
my
tell me,
intention.
what was the story, sir?
During the breakup, see, she didn't know
Also,
I
that's
had
his
my own spot.
excuse
Because we always
because
breaking
you're.
up, I'm getting put out, coming back, getting put out, coming back. So I had my own
Well,
spot at the time.
why do you think you are being put
Now, he's
out?
supposed-
Because of
excuse me,
your
y'all.
alcohol
He's
problems?
supposed to be
Because
staying with one of his cousins.
Because
It's one of his cousins.
Mm,
Please.
that-
Oh, no, he
yeah,
was
no.
over at the other White House
exactly,
Trust.
Okay.
exactly.
Now he
Yeah.
said he had his own
No,
place that
no
I
way.
didn't know nothing about.
So
Come
you're
on.
staying at wherever.
And party night, weekend, he shows up, intoxicated, blocking cars, jump out her car,
Same
blocking up the
story.
traffic.
Same
Same
story.
story, she knew it, blocking up the traffic. I jump in the car, park the car, she running the house.
Is this the ex?
That's the ex, yes. She running the house, yes.
And you
So the
somehow
ex
could
did
not
that.
keep the zipper of your pants closed and your penis jumped out, went across the room
Exactly.
to a whole nother human being, impregnated her, and now we got a second baby. Because that's the only way
Oh my God!
this could
This
have
is the
happened.
flying
Come on, Mr.
penis.
Jackson. You said I don't know the whole story.
No, y'all.
I know the end of the story.
That's the end, but that ain't how it happened.
But it
I had
doesn't
no
matter how it
intentions on
happened. It matters that it
At all.
happened. It
No
matters that you could
That's
have
not
used
even the kicker, y'all.
protection.
There's more. There's more. This is the
Oh.
third time with a white woman. He goes out.
He doesn't discriminate.
No, he does not. He
I,
goes
I,
out.
I mean,
comes back in a-
let's pause it for a little bit. I mean, it's a good thing not to discriminate, but this is not how you do it. This is not how you solve that issue. I mean, really, at this point, I think the man needs an award for the most cheatful husband ever, if that's even a term. Because I mean, how do you do this to a pregnant lady? You have a pregnant wife at home, or I mean, she said she wasn't. So whatever. They've been basically married for a long time, or they've been together for a long time. You don't have at least respect for her as a human being. You should be not only put out of the house. I mean, what do you even expect? To be embraced, to be loved for the cheating bastard that you are? No, of course not. So why would he even expect that? Why as a generation? Because I think that this is also a generational issue, and maybe it's also a midlife crisis for some people, because they see young people living their lives nowadays. But the thing is, I mean, to live your life in drinking, partying, OnlyFans, or whatever it is practiced today, it's just a waste of time. I mean, hello, maybe OnlyFans. I mean, if it helps you for some time get through a rough patch, of course. But I mean, between choosing to do OnlyFans and affect your possibilities for a career, or your respect from other people, and choosing to do a respectful job, and be a respectful person, I would choose the latter. In any case, this man needs to be sentenced to prison for relationships. If that's a concept, maybe I will do let's say a section called prison for relationships, where I deem relationships good or bad. Who knows? Tell me in the comments if that's something that you would watch. In any case, let's continue.
Out, drunk, passed out on the couch. Phone ring. I answer the phone. I say hello. The girl, she busts out laughing. Kaka, Kiki. And hang up. I am pissed off. So I wake up.
Why just pissed off?
Ask him,
Just
who is
leave
this kid
him.
calling your phone? Now he wonder who. He woo.
Now, this is not the time for crying. I mean, okay, I understand how he could have regretted it because he was caught cheating. But obviously he's not regretting that he did it. Obviously he sees them as some petty little things to be complaining about over here and there. Mistakes that do not affect their children, their marriage. It does not affect that. I don't know what is more frustrating, the immaturity that this man has or proves, or the fact that she chose to stay for so long with him. Because I understand that most women nowadays tend to stay with, or not only women, other people as well. Uh, they tend to stay with the wrong persons just because they have children together, or that they have responsibilities together, maybe a business or anything like that. And when really in reality, you could have been maybe 10 times better without them. And uh, I guess that at some point there is love, but I don't think that after 3 times of consecutive cheating, one time after proposing to someone to marry you, would be okay for you to just sit there and put your children to a lifetime of misery because they will not get the attention that they would want from their father. Maybe even they would get a rejection at some point if he finds some other chick to um, spin his wheel, let's say. And who has to gain from there? Only him, because he gains. I mean, he gains sex from both sides. But other than that, you have nothing to gain. So stop staying in relationships where you are not happy, where your children will not be happy, where your future as a family is not consistent. Moving on.
And crying because he know you about to go again. You about to go. Gots to go. Okay. He crying, talking about some. She was one of his clients, ex. So now you messing with one of your clients, ex-girlfriend.
Of course.
I mean, you have absolutely no discernment.
Exactly.
Ex-girlfriends, white women, black women.
But Your Honor, you got to understand, a man that has his needs, Your Honor.
What the man? How hypocritical can you be? And the woman doesn't have needs to be taken care of.
If you'd like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
Okay.
Mr. Jackson, honestly, not trying to be crude, but do you even care where you dip your stuff?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because it's just sounding nasty. I don't know how else to put it. I just had to ask the question because, honestly, how you gonna bring all of this into the house where your people live?
Exactly.
I was pregnant with L last week.
It wasn't, but it wasn't
I had
back to
just
back, Your Honor.
had L last
She
week.
making it seem like
Oh my God.
had
He is annoying me so much. She's not even letting her speak her emotions. I mean that's something that for me it would piss me off so much, because I believe that you as a partner, you have to be able to listen, to sit down, listen to the other person, to what he or she is saying, and really get to listen, not talk. You do not talk, you just listen, you take it all in, you let it soak in, and after that you come with a very level-headed response to that, and you see from there where it goes and what solutions you could bring to the table. But no, I mean, he does not want solutions. He just wants to get away with whatever happens. He does not care about his own children, or at least not as much as he pretends to. And to me, that's disgusting. Just
last week.
This is overtime.
Now we got 3 babies together. I had just had our last baby.
And he has 2 on-break babies.
Yes, and I went through a lot with our last baby.
That's
I
5.
had to have a cesarean. My last baby came out 3 pounds.
Oh
He's
my
strong
God,
and fine now.
that would
but
be
I
so
went through
hard
all
to go
that.
through.
I was there, right with her.
Oh, come on.
You need to
He
be
was
doing
with your wife.
whatever
Exactly,
you're
tell
supposed to
him
get
off,
credit
Judge.
for stuff you're supposed to do. With
He
your
was not
penis
there.
jumping out all over town. I mean, you have absolutely no discernment. Ex-girlfriends,
I do, Your Honor.
white women, black women.
She know I
You
want
just an
something
equal opportunity cheater. Dang.
But Your Honor, you got to understand, a man that has his needs, Your Honor. He has his needs.
You know what? I am
if you out here cheating. No, I'm not. He talk about something I don't want to
So
sleep
that's
with.
when you was
No, I'm not.
I wasn't
Of course,
Because
she would not
cheating
want
with
to.
other people, why would I
Exactly, of
sleep?
course.
Mister, I'm gonna tell you something right now, Mr. Jackson. There is no reason in the world that Mrs. Jackson would want to be intimate with someone we know for a fact has been cheating on her. We know that for a fact because babies are Exhibit A. Okay.
Over the years, there was only those couple mistakes.
Oh, come on. Only those couple mistakes. Those couple mistakes. You just called some children that you have mistakes. I mean, this should have put really it should have called an alarm bell there in her head when this happened for the first time, when you called another baby that you made up, maybe by mistake, maybe whatever. It's a human being, it's a life that you created. If you create a life and you call it a mistake, then you're the mistake. Then I'm just gonna say that.
Was she vindictive too, Your Honor? She stole
This
money.
man said it's only those couple
Your Honor, she
mistakes.
just stole money.
What in the world would make you marry this dirty, you know what, faithfulness for somebody who is not faithful?
Forgiveness. That's basically what forgiving.
Mr. Jackson, you said Mrs. Jackson has her own stuff, so I want to hear what you have to say.
Yes, she has her own stuff, Your Honor. She stole money.
What do you mean she stole your money?
Okay, we had a settlement
from you.
We had a settlement. We had a
We
settlement
had
together. $20,000 together. We split $10,000 apiece. Now around this time, she thinking I'm doing something, thinking I'm cheating. We wasn't speaking, and she just disappears and just gone for 3 days. I get to call her, she don't answer the phone. Come to find out, she's out of town in Miami. Me still not knowing that she spent the money until she came back with gifts for the kids and everybody else but me.
The money was my settlement from an illness that I got. Okay.
So then how was it your money also?
We was married at the time, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your
Oh,
Honor.
no.
Excuse me.
Go
no,
off,
you
Judge.
didn't.
Yes.
Throw at me.
How
we
dare
were married
he?
at the time. When have you respected anything that had to do with marriage? And you have the audacity to now want to throw in marriage when it has to do with some money?
Damn.
But when you were pulling your penis out for Lottie Holly and everybody all up and around the
Call
corner,
him
black women, white
out.
women, all
Yes.
kind of women, you
Yes.
didn't care nothing about marriage and what y'all are supposed to share. You're supposed to share fidelity. You're supposed to share trust.
Oh my God! Let's pause it for a second. I don't know. I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean, really, what do you think about this? Would you be able to forgive as much as she did? Because I don't think I would forgive as much as she did. I don't think that anyone should forgive as much as she did. And he dares to bring marriage, to bring the argument of marriage, of being in a partnership, in an equal partnership, supposedly, after he has been cheating with whatever worked. That's cruel. That's disgusting. I don't even know how to say. And the thing is, the red flags could have been seen from the beginning. I mean, from the, as I said, from the way he called his babies mistakes. One red flag. The way he also went back to the ex and impregnated her. I mean, the fact that it was an ex, it's red flag number 2. I mean, it is not another person, it's a person that he had a history with. So obviously there is some maybe emotional attachment there that came out during drinking and whatever. Also, he has bad habits, which includes like not being able to wear a condom because, well, I've heard this narrative before that I'm not wearing a condom because it just flops. And to me it's just a sorry excuse that you should not be hearing. You should walk away at this point if you hear that type of an excuse. And I get that he was her childhood friend. I get that, and I get how that could be just the most wholesome and perfect relationship that there could be, but the fact that a person happens to be your best friend does not mean he is also your best lover. Let's continue.
My mother passed away recently.
And I am certainly sorry to hear that. There is no pain like burying a mom.
And my mom was like my best friend. She was my best friend. She meant the world to me. Okay.
But what would she
I thought
say?
he was gonna console me and be there for me, but he was not. He was not there. He was not there for me at all. Okay. I'm on the floor crying, sobbing over a picture of my mother, remembering my mom. He walked past me like I wasn't even there. He no affection, no nothing.
What would your late mother say to you if she were here right now?
She would be pissed off.
Thank you.
She would be really.
Mrs. Jackson, what has happened in your life that makes you feel like you don't deserve to have somebody to treat you with respect? What has happened in your life?
I grew up with him.
And
I grew up with him, and I really thought that we was going to be, a great couple.
But you were wrong.
I thought we had that story.
But you were wrong.
But
Yeah, I was.
yeah, you were wrong on the first time that he cheated. Then you were just a little bit stupid. I'm sorry, but you were. You could have avoided being married to him, obviously. And I don't know what to say. I mean, going through a loss of your parent is something unimaginable. I can't imagine how I would react. Thankfully, I have my parents are alive and well. Well, yeah, they are alive and well. But I don't know how I would react if any of them passed away. I believe that it would be heart-wrenching. I believe that it would change me as a person, and I can see how that might have taken a toll on her, but also I can see how that may have been her wake-up call. How she could have said at this point, I'm just in a complete and utter loss, continuous loss. I lose my mother, I lose my partner, I lose my stability my family stability. So why am I here anyways? I just going to take my children and go at this point.
because let me tell you both something. There's a time, a reason, and a season for every relationship. And it may have been a time where you all were just kicking it in kids and having a great time together. And I understand the reason that you wanted to stay together, to honor the fidelity of your parents' marriage. That's a very good reason. And there may have been some time in your life that the season was wonderful.
And we did have good times. We did have good times, but most of the time, it was him just tearing our marriage apart, just tearing our relationship
I'm
apart.
going to turn to Mr. Jackson because, Mr. Jackson, you said you want to save this marriage. Sir, I got to hear from you.
Your Honor, you talking, look at the time. We talking over 15 years.
I'm
So
talking about
what?
what has happened in... No.
About 3 incidents,
This is
Your Honor.
over the course
Accidents.
of
Sir, these are major
I know.
incidents. And you seem to think that you're supposed to be able to put that in the past. People may be able to forgive what you've done, but they never forget how you made them feel.
Exactly.
Mrs. Jackson, I see you waving papers around. Have you signed them?
Yes,
I'd like to see them.
Your Honor, that's the 3rd set.
So what?
But no joke, all jokes aside, I'm here.
It's a game.
I'm
It's a
here.
game to him. It's a game.
I'm here and I
And
want to
I'm over the games.
It's not
No
a
more
game.
video games. I'm done.
Mrs.
Very well
Jackson,
for you.
my
Very
bailiff
good
is
for
right
you.
here.
Very-
Would
yeah.
you like him to serve this paper?
Serve him, and get just
He think it's a
kick
game.
him.
Serve him.
You've been served.
3 many things are going
You've
here.
been served.
Not too many things, 3 many things. Cheating and losing your partner's trust is a real tall mountain to climb. And those wounds run deep, sir. Your wife has to deal with the product of your infidelity when she sees these children and sees this side chick who's not a side chick. She's like a sister wife. And she's been right there parallel. It's really inexcusable, the kind of stuff that you've put this family through. And I appreciate the fact that you signed those divorce papers and we have served them on your behalf. It is time for you to take them to a court so that you can actually begin the process of growth on your own. That's how you're going to honor your mother and father. And I'm going to say this to you. You've been with this man for the vast majority of your adult life. It is time for you to grow a backbone. Get up off the floor. Do not be a doormat. Put yourself first and your kids right there next to you.
Exactly.
Don't worry about Mr. Jackson. He's going to absolutely be fine. You know why I know? Because you know what he's going to do? He's going to take his pictures and his plants in a box and go on over to that side woman house.
Oh, yes.
That's what he did.
Yes, Judge, yes.
Other children that he has.
That was something. That was something. Well, this was it for today's video, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me what divorce court cases would you like to hear more, and I hope to see you in my next videos and be able to talk about more things like this, more things relationship wise. For now, bye bye.